Welcome back. Now it's the midweek trading at the FMDQ OTC debt market. Let's see how the market is coming up. I'm being joined by one of the dealers, Rita Chairman, team leader, fixed income team, Access Bank. Thank you for joining us, Mrs. Chairman.
Thank you very much.
Now, can you make a comparison between the opening market yields for today and the current yields we're seeing this afternoon?
For market today, we've seen that the Treasury bills market opened at an average of 7.5%, coming from the OMO auction, and today is primary auction as well. So what we've seen is just like a 5 basis points rise in yield. Market has been basically quiet on the short-dated paper. But on the bond market today, it was a reverse of what happened yesterday. We've seen a rise in yield of about 10 to 15 basis points. We've seen local investors, we've seen some interest and some demand from local investors coming from what happened yesterday, basically.
Now, what can you say is a striking observation in the market today?
For today, what we've seen happen is that the short-dated paper has been a bit flat. Nothing really striking. The only thing is that we've seen demand by the PFAs and local investors on the long-dated paper, basically because we've seen some maturities coming in, we've seen some increase in liquidity. So we've seen that rollover of those paper, those maturities in the market, basically.
Now, what are the factors, would you say, contributory to this, to what you saw?
The factors that has contributed to this, for the bond market, this is end of the month, basically. So we've seen some RSA remittances to the pension funds, and that has bringing some fresh funds, some fresh liquidity to them. So we see them try to invest on long-dated papers. But for the Treasury bills, since today is primary auction, we are still waiting for the stop rate by the central bank, and that will give us the direction of the market. And we see people trying basically to reinvest what has matured.
All right, Mrs. Chairman, the market will close in about an hour now. What are we likely to see at the close of trade?
At the close of trade, basically, it's going to be flat for the short-dated papers, Treasury bills, because auction result is still not yet out. But for the bond market, basically, we may see some demand as well closing the market, given the fact that the PFAs have interest on long-dated papers. And we see this month is very interesting because of bond auction and MPC. So we see in a bit of demand here and there from the pension funds.
All right, thank you for your thoughts, Mrs. Chairman. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Right, Rita Chairman, team leader, fixed income team, Access Bank. Well, in Geneva, the auto show revealed several new cars on Tuesday with a prime position for small crossovers and sports utility vehicles. Now, analysts say SUVs and small crossovers are what customers look for as the trend dominates the Geneva Auto Show.
The trend for small city cars seems to be a profitable one when looking at what car makers in Europe offer in their range. With family cars such as French car manufacturer Renault's new Scenic still high in the purchase order, car makers generally seem to continue offering models pumped up to look like they're ready to go off the road, a move which doesn't cost much for car makers but is highly successful with consumers.
It's a very profitable business, largely because the car makers can base these crossovers and SUVs on conventional car underpinnings, platforms and powertrains and use the same technology. So you get two models for the price of one, basically. It's the way customer trends are going, it's the way the market is going, and they're able to also integrate very efficient powertrains into these cars. So just because they're notionally crossovers and SUVs doesn't mean they're gas guzzlers as well.
Customers are increasingly opting for larger cars which will tend to use more fuel, demonstrating a widening disparity between customer tastes and regulatory demands to cut down emissions. For the first time, European sales of sport utility vehicles overtook those of conventional cars last year, outselling the traditional subcompact and compact vehicle segments, according to analysts at JATO. New smaller SUVs such as Audi's Q2 and the Ceed's Ateca aim to capitalize on this trend. In Geneva, BMW presented its latest X4 SUV model, while Italy's Fiat presented the Tipo, a 5-door sedan. According to François Roudet, a spokesman for French car manufacturers, the future seems brighter.
Well, that's it on the program. Thank you for watching. I'm Chimize Obiwa. We'll have a good afternoon.